Hello, children. Good morning. Now we will start with the lesson 13, India, Location, Geological Structure and Physiography, Part 1. Next lesson will be Part 2. This is about India. That means geography we are going to start now. India, its location, geological structure and the physiography. India holds a unique position among the countries of the world. There are so many countries in the world, in that India is having a unique position. India is a country having the largest democracy, and its culture is also one of the oldest. It has the largest democracy in the world. The coordinating attitude of our culture has not discarded any religion, race or people, but has accepted them all wholeheartedly. If you remember, children, we have done lesson 1. In that I told you India was very prosperous, was rich, and people from the different parts of the world got attracted towards India, and they came to India for the purpose of trade. So here what is given here, try to understand. Our culture is very old, and basically our culture has not discarded any religion, any racial issues took place, or the people. They have accepted everyone as wholeheartedly. Impartiality towards all religion is not there. That is why India has become a cultural confluence. This is one of your answer 1.4. India is known as cultural confluence, that is mixture of blending of all the culture. Even though many natural and man-induced disasters have taken place, natural disasters, that is flood and many other problems which India has faced, then too India is constantly continued her progress. Man-induced disaster like terrorism. The geographical conditions have contributed immensely towards the development and progress of Indian culture. If you see this picture, India in the world, this 13.1 is shown the globe of the world. You can see where the India is, where the India's position is. Now we'll see what is the location, size and area. Geographically, India lies in the northern hemisphere. This you must have studied in your lower classes. Northern hemisphere, southern hemisphere. So India comes in the northern hemisphere, your right side. If you see the globe, right side of the globe is India. It extends up to the southern part of Asian continent. The span of the mainland of India extends from 8 degree 4 to 37 degree 6 north latitude, and from 68 degree 7 to 97 degree 25 east longitudes. Longitudes and latitudes. The imaginary lines which you can see, the equator is passing from the middle of the globe, and India is above the equator, completely in the northern hemisphere, and the longitudes and the latitudes are given in this. The Tropic of Cancer, which is located at 23.5 north latitude, divides the country into two parts. If you see the map, if you see this globe, here India, where India is written, from there the Tropic of Cancer is passing, which is dividing the India into two parts. Its northern part is spread more in the east-west direction. The large plains and the Himalayas mountain systems are located in this part. The area to the south of Tropic of Cancer has a triangular shape and tapers towards the south. This is basically a part of a peninsular plateau. If you see the next page, when I am going to explain you, I will show you exactly Here the picture is very small, but you try to understand here. See, as you know, you must have seen the structure of this place of India, where in the northern part is Himalayas. If you see towards south, from three sides it is covered with water. That is peninsula, three sides covered with water. And we have the coastal plains, eastern and the western. The latitudinal as well as longitudinal extent of India is almost equal, which is about 30 degrees. But actually the length between Kashmir to Kanyakumari is 3,214 kilometers from Gujarat to Arunachal Pradesh. The width is 2,933 kilometers. There is a difference of 2 hours in the local times between the two extreme places, starting from Gujarat in the west up to the Arunachal Pradesh in the east due to the longitudinal difference. In the previous classes, children, you must have studied about the timings, how the timings are being calculated, right? So if you see the location of India, it will show you the exact difference of almost 2 hours, the local time, but we believe in IST, Indian Standard Time. Arunachal Pradesh is a place where in the eastern part of India where sun rises in the morning. By the time it reaches to the Gujarat, that is longitudinally if you see, that is, so difference will be of 2 hours. The sun sets also there early, and in Gujarat, that is the west, because Gujarat is in the west. So there is a difference, longitudinal difference of 2 hours. When it sunrise in Arunachal Pradesh in the morning, early morning, it is still night time in Gujarat. The standard meridian of India is 82.5 east longitude. It passes from 5 states. Its local time is accepted as the standard time of India. Now, if you see this picture 13.2, try to understand. Right on the top you see 37.6 degree and down 8.4. See the length from west to east and from north to south. What I read it. Standard meridian here is at, what is that figure? It is 82.5 east longitude, which is considered to be the standard meridian. The timings are calculated on this meridian, and the whole of India accept this time as which shows in the standard meridian. The total area of India is 32.8 lakh square kilometer, and India ranks 7th in the world in terms of area. The other 6 countries are, the biggest is Russia, then Canada, USA, China, Brazil and Australia, and ours is the 7th. The land area of India lies in South Asia. In the north, lofty mountains spread over hundreds of kilometers from west to east. That is why the commuting with Tibet and China is possible only through passes located in the high altitude. Bay of Bengal lies to the east, Arabian Sea to the west, Indian Ocean to the south of peninsular India, and the sea is utilized as the waterway. From the 3 sides it is covered with water, and this sea is used for waterways. India has accepted all the cultural elements arriving from outside, and they all have merged in the Indian society. Now next point, if you see this just below the picture, here in this 13.3 the location of India is given, and the air routes and sea routes are being shown. Now see the paragraph. India holds a strategic location in Eastern Hemisphere, and it has strategic importance also. India is in the Eastern Hemisphere. See, it is in the Northern Hemisphere, and also it is in the Eastern Hemisphere towards the east side. Western Hemisphere is all the European countries and America that comes. Ocean has contributed immensely in developing mutual relations in ancient times. Previously we have studied that only in the first chapter of history. By water routes, different parts of the people from different parts of the world, from different countries, they came to India through water routes to do the trade. So since ancient time it is being developed. India is having a good relations with East Africa, West Asia, South Asia and Southeast Asia since ancient time. India has developed culturally and commercially because of its location. No country in Indian Ocean has long maritime boundary as India is having. And because of this, the ocean is also named as Indian Ocean. Now, location of India across the international waterway is also important. With the opening of Suez Canal in 1869, when the Suez Canal was opened in 1869, the distance between the India and Europe has reduced by 7,000 kilometers. Just imagine, 7,000 kilometers because of Suez Canal. Sea routes connecting East and Southeast Asia, Australia to Africa and Europe pass through this Indian Ocean. The Circum-African Waterway and Suez Canal Waterway pass by India. Canada and USA can be reached through the same waterway via Strait of Malacca and Pacific Ocean. If you see this, you will be able to find out where is the Strait of Malacca and the Pacific Ocean. India has contacts with many countries since centuries. Goods and ideas are being exchanged. Similarly, the concept of Upanishad stories of Ramayana, Panchatantra, therapeutic methods, Indian numerical figures, decimal system, this reached many parts of the world from India. India is having a very important location in South Asia. We have 29 states and a national capital territory, 6 union territories in India. And children, the new things which has come into change that you have to note down, and I will be discussing with you afterwards. After the lesson get over and when question answers will be given to you. India holds an important place in South Asia. Now we'll see the neighbors of our country. If you see this map, in this we have our neighboring countries. India has a common land boundary with Pakistan and Afghanistan. In northwest, China, Nepal, Bhutan in northeast, Myanmar and Bangladesh in the east. This map 13.4 is your homework. In the south, Sri Lanka and Maldives are our maritime neighbors. In India and Sri Lanka are separated by Palk Strait and Gulf of Mannar. Lakshadweep Islands are located in Arabian Sea, while Andaman Nicobar Islands are located in the Bay of Bengal. This was about the neighbors of our country. Now we'll see the geological structure. The current physiography of India is a result of tectonic and crustal movements of the earth. Both constructive as well as destructive effects of these movements are seen. The knowledge about the interior of the earth is very interesting. The crust of the earth floats over the semi-liquid rocks of the astrosphere. Heat is generated due to the radioactive process in the interior of the earth. See children, inside the earth, that is the crust. The crust of the earth is floating. In which form? In a semi-liquid rocks form. And it tends to reach the surface of the earth by generating conventional currents. These upward currents break the upper layers which break into a large pieces which are known as lithospheric plates or a tectonic plates. There are 7 major tectonic plates. This is also one of your answer. Pacific plate, North American plate, South American plate, European plate, African plate, Indo-Australian plate and Antarctic plate. At some places, these plates are drifting away from each other, which is known as divergent plates. See, these are the 7 plates. They are called as lithospheric plates. And here the picture 13.5 is this different form. See, divergent plate, convergent plate, and transform boundary, tectonic plates. At some places they come closer, which are known as convergent plates. Due to divergence and convergence process, folding and faulting take place, and due to this movement, these plates over million of years, shapes of landforms as well as their locations have changed. The process of drifting, the process of divergence is responsible for all the tectonic and volcanic activities on the earth. See, wherever the volcanic activities takes place, it is only because of the something happenings inside the interior of the earth, which results in this different forms of volcanic and tectonic differences. Tectonic, as I told you, is having a transform boundary or having a convergent plates or having a divergent plates. Wherever there is drifting plates have collided with one another, it resulted into a mountain building process. Whereas these plates drifts away, fissures are created within landforms. The continents situated along these fissures are drifting continuously. Such plates are called convergent plates. If you see this picture 13.6, in this they have showed the direction of plate movement, destructive plate boundaries, constructive plate boundaries, and uncertain plate boundaries. India was a part of a very vast and ancient landmass known as Gondwana land. It was a big landmass and it was known as ancient time Gondwana land. This large landmass consisted of the present South America, Africa, Australia and Antarctica. Such a big landmass consisting of all this, which is now separated from India. Over a period of time, the Indo-Australian plate started drifting gradually towards north. And it is so believed that this plate collided with the large European plate before about 5 crore years. And due to this collision between Indo-Australian plate and the European plate, the Himalayan mountain system emerged out of Dead Sea. A large valley was formed to the south of Himalayan system, wherein alluvial sediments were deposited by the river flowing from north and south of it. See, the large valley, as you know children, there are the different the Himalayan mountain system is having 3 different sections, and the area near the foothills of Himalayas are the alluvial deposits, because the rivers which are flowing from there brings the alluvial soil which is deposited in that area. That is why it is said the Ganga plain, which is formed between Himalayas and the other, is full of alluvial soil. A huge volcanic eruption took place in the northwest of Peninsular Plateau, as a result of which the western portion of plateau was disintegrated, and thus the formation. There was a huge volcanic eruption which took place in northwest of Peninsular Plateau. Peninsular Plateau is what? Is the southern part of India, which has resulted the western portion of the plateau, and then it has been submerged, and this formation is of the Arabian Sea. Due to the submergence, the Western Ghat became more distinct. Now, the Western Ghat, which is being seen in the western part of India, is the result of this submergence. Thus, a large diversity is seen in Indian subcontinent. Lofty mountains ranges are seen in the north. Many plateaus, summits, and passes are seen within them. The rivers, the famous and the great rivers like Ganga, Yamuna, Brahmaputra, flow in the northern plains. Their alluvial deposits are formed as plains. We have two ghats, western ghats and the eastern sides, on both the sides of the plateaus. In between, we have coastal plains on both the sides, eastern and western. And thus, it is said that India is holding a diversified physiography.